Hey Book Dragons, I'm back. So I'm here to do my take on booktuber favorites. So I have scoured all the booktubers that I follow, and I follow a lot of booktubers in a lot of different genres. I follow a lot of romance booktubers, check back in February for that blog, a lot of mystery thriller booktubers. I follow a lot of fantasy YouTubers. So I am going to choose two books that they have raved about. Now one of these books in each of the video is going to be a book that this is the vlog that has books that people say you're not gonna like. These are books that people are actively not recommending, but they loved. That intrigues me because I tend to like books like that. So I have two recs from a couple of people that I'm going to chat about. The first one is from Cassidy, with Covers and Cassidy, and I will rec her below. She read Powerless and she said it was a fun time. It's YA, which I love, and it is a fantasy romance, and I'm intrigued. I do have the audio for this, and it is pretty chunky, which means I'm probably going to listen to this like as I get through it, but I want to listen to something like I'm in the mood for something else right now. So this is going to be one book in the vlog, which I hope to read relatively soon. This will probably be the first book that I pick up because I do have the audio. And the next book that I'm going to pick up for this vlog is The Foxglove King by Hannah Wooden, which has been on both people's best and worst reads of the year list. I know Cassie didn't love it, I know Mel loved it, and I know a couple other people didn't really love it, but this is my pretty edition from Fairy Loot, so I want to read it. And yeah, so I'm just going to take the week and I'm going to read this, and then the next vlog you're going to see is a vlog where I read books that universally people loved. So I'll be back when I have read 100 pages of Powerless in any format. I don't know how that's going to be, but I'm probably going to listen to the audiobook tomorrow at work. But I'm going to go do a bit of diamond painting for something else I also have off today. I've been dealing with a bit of a foot injury, so I'm trying to rest it as much as I can. But yeah, I think we're going to start with Powerless when I actually sit down to read today. And I'm excited. So all I know is that Cassidy found it was a good time, and I'm here for a good time. So, and also I read a ton of YA, and finding YA romance recommendations or YA book recommendations is super hard because I find like people don't read them, or if they do read them, it's so rare. So I found a lot of YA on the list that I read, and maybe that's just because I'm just watching more diversely, or I'm not just watching the same 5 YouTubers, but I'm excited. So I'm going to pick this up. I'm going to read you guys the first 100 pages. People have said it gives them Red Queen vibes and Hunger Games vibes, which I liked Hunger Games. Red Queen I sort of died at the end. I didn't really like it at the end, but they said it gives them Red Queen vibes in the first book, so I'm intrigued. I'm going to pick this up, and yeah, when I have about 100 pages, sorry I'm rambling, I will give you guys my thoughts. So when I get to chapter 15, I will update you guys. Bye. Book Dragons, I am back. I just want to give you a quick update. I haven't updated the past couple of days. I've been very, very bad, but I am about 170 pages into Powerless by Lauren Roberts, and I'm really, really enjoying it. It's very, very fun. We're finally getting to possibly the competition elements, and I can just say this, the banter is bantering, which is exactly what I wanted from this book. I love all the side characters, and I'm hoping the book doesn't crush me in the end. So I'm going to go read the last like 30 pages so I can get up to officially 200, and then I'll give you guys a solid update. But just know I'm really, really liking it, and I really am excited to read it this weekend and just kind of sit down and devote some time to it, because when I read long books, I feel like that they suffer a little bit during the week. So yeah, I'm going to go read the last 30 pages, and then I'll give you guys a solid update once I'm kind of back in the story, because I did a few other things today. So I'll be back for another update soon. Bye. Hey Book Dragons, I am back for a quick update. It is Saturday. I did wind up finally getting up to page 200 in Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I am really, really liking this. This is definitely like a very, very fun read. It's very, very tropey. It's very, very YA. There's a competition element. You have a main character sort of torn between two brothers, and it has a competition element to it. I'm liking the two main characters. Like, I'm liking Kai, and I'm also liking Peyton. I'm also liking Kit. I'm just concerned because they say it's like Red Queen, and I remember reading Red Queen and getting so frustrated at the end and like not seeing any of the twists coming. I felt like it was like a really, really good twist, but I didn't feel like the twist had been earned. but I'm loving this. I think that the fact that Peyton has no powers makes her such like a unique and different type of character. I also think being in Kai's head as the enforcer and not the king gives you a very different point of view to like other stories, because it just gives you such a different look at the world. There's also a lot of talk about resistance and how the resistance is viewed in all of these different environments, like how Kit views the revolution, how Kai views, and how Peyton views it. I also just think it has Hunger Game vibes as well. There's a lot of balls, there's a lot of banter. The banter is bantering in this book, which is nice. And yeah, I'm just liking it. I'm going to take a bit of a physical reading break, and I'm going to go do a bit of diamond painting with my audiobook for the weekend that I'm going to try to finish. But yeah, my goal, if I'm being honest, is to read at least 200 pages today of this. So I want to do a little bit of diamond painting, get some progress on that, but I also do want to definitely read up to page 300 and see like what my time is. But I'm really liking this. I really just need to sit down and read it, and I just have not had the time this week, so that's why it's been taking me a little bit longer. But again, this was a rec from both Mel and Cassidy. I'm gonna say this is Cassidy's rec because the next book will be Mel's rec, but they both really liked it and said it was a very quick read, which I am really liking. So they also have a lot of side characters that I'm also enjoying, but Kit is definitely a standout for me. I really do like Kit. So yeah, I'm gonna go do a bit of diamond painting. It's also really cold here today, so I don't know how outside I'm gonna be, but I'm gonna go do a little bit of diamond painting, listen to my historical audiobook. Thanks Christy and Jess for motivating me to pick up some historicals, and I will talk to you guys soon for another update. Bye. Hey Book Dragons, I'm back. I just wanted to give you a quick update. I don't even know what time it is, but I did wind up getting up to page 400 in Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I'm really liking this book. This book is just working for me, and that's to say a lot because I loved The Red Queen book 1 and it kind of went downhill after that. I also liked Hunger Games. It wasn't my favorite, but this book is doing a lot of things that I do like. I think it has two very strong characters with two very different outlooks on the world, so I think you get kind of a very divergent view of the world, which is one of my favorite way to have a fantasy. Like, I like that. I also like the push and pull between Peyton, Kit, and Kai. Their dynamics is very interesting. There's also a lot of elements that are just kind of being introduced. We have a lot of fun side characters. So this story does not feel small to me, even though the romantic plot line is like a big part of this story. But I'm fond of it. Like, I'm really liking it. I'm devouring it, which is good. My goal is to, so I'm on page 3, about 400. So I have 100 pages left. So what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to read another 50 pages. And then I'm going to see how I'm feeling. And then I might give you one more update just to kind of give you guys like a thought. But I do not know how this book is going to end. All I keep hearing is that it's a mashup of a couple of different book types. So there's 2 ways it could probably end. And one way is going to make me throw my book across the room. So let's hope it doesn't happen. But I am enjoying it. I think I like Peyton as a character. I like Kai. I like Kit. They're just fun, and it's a very like interesting dynamic, which is working for me. So yeah, I'm gonna go read another like 50 pages and get up to 450, and then I'll give you guys a check-in. I was really going to do 2 books for this vlog. I still may, but it's just gonna be a longer vlog, I think. But this was recommended by pretty much all the fantasy booktubers that I read, so I wanted to give it a shot myself, especially because it was YA, but it was told to me it was like candy. It was like a very quick read, which it probably would have been if I could have devoted a bit more time to it. So yeah, I'm gonna go read a bit more. I'm gonna go read about 50 more pages, and then I'll give you guys an update. We are heading into trial 3, which means I think a lot of drama is gonna kind of come in. The only thing I don't understand is like, what do they get if they win this competition? I am really unsure. So, but I'm gonna go read and try to stay warm in the cold, and I will talk to you guys when I can. But yeah, bye. Dragons, I am back. I just want to do a quick update. Last night I did wind up listening to a little bit of my book, so now I'm on page 350 in Powerless, and I'm really liking it. We're about to enter the second trial, which is intriguing. The character dynamics are very fun. I want to finish this book today, so that's going to be my priority. I think I'm going to just kind of power through and watch a bunch of stuff and not focus on my TV shows. My goal this month was to watch 1 TV show all the way through, and I've actually watched 1 full one, so I'm going to just power through and kind of read the rest of this. I might craft a little bit later, because because I do have another audiobook that I'm listening to, but I want to make some progress. So I'm on page 350. And the tension is high. We're definitely talking more about the resistance and how all the characters kind of view the resistance, especially Kai, Kit, and Peyton, which I think is interesting because just the way that their lives work. But I'm curious, and now we actually have like a plot that Peyton needs to do and kind of almost like a betrayal element that's kind of been introduced, which I'm intrigued by. So my plan is to read up to page 300 and then give you guys like another update just so we can kind of keep on track. I don't even know how long this vlog is going to be. Originally my plan for this vlog was to do 2 books, but I'm going to edit it and just see how long it is, and if it's long enough I might just say that I read Powerless and then do another vlog for Foxglove King. It's just so hard to vlog during the week. It's really the problem. Just because I have fewer days and I really didn't update as many days as I wanted this week, so that's why I didn't get as much reading done. But yeah, I'm gonna go read another 50 pages of this and then I'll give you guys an update and then we'll chat. So I'll talk to you guys then. Bye. Bye dragons, I am back. I just want to do a quick update. I did wind up finishing Powerless by Lauren Roberts, and I think I'm gonna give this book 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. Again, I've been suffering from reading really long books because I think the length of me reading it, I read this book for close to a week. I just think it hindered my enjoyment a little bit because I normally read books a lot faster, and I just have to realize that like either I have to read more when I get home, which has become a problem for me. It has been a problem reading after work. It's just my brain like wants to turn off and do other things, or I just need to read more during work, like after work, and that just has not been the situation. But I really enjoyed it. I think I went in like a little bit nervous because when I read Red Queen, I thought the character motivations didn't like, I thought it was a shocking ending, the end of Red Queen and how that all played out, but I didn't feel like the motivations made a ton of sense. This book, however, the motivations make a lot of sense, which I like. The banter was bantering out throughout this whole book. I like the dynamics between the characters. There were some moments at the end of the book that I was like, oh my god, is that really gonna happen? It definitely had me on the edge of my seat. The romance was really interesting, and I just liked the competition element. I think if I'm being a little bit nitpicky, I think that the elements of the story, like the competition, could have been fleshed out a bit more. But I liked it. I think that I tend to like hone in on really small side characters and just devour them. So I really like Jax, like in the side characters. I also liked Adina, and I just liked it. I thought it was fun. It was quick. It's been a bit since I've read a book that like captured me like this, which is really good. So I'm gonna take a bit of a break for this vlog because I've been reading very hefty books. So I think I'm gonna go do another vlog, come back when I have time to focus on the Foxglove King, but I'll be back. But no, this is a 5-star read, and I can see what everyone's saying. Like, I don't think the world building is the best. As I just said, the competition elements were like a little bit, they didn't make a ton of sense, but I did enjoy it. So I'm definitely gonna be waiting for Reckless when it comes out in a couple of months, or in July, but I'll definitely be picking that one up as well. But I really liked it. So I will see you when I start the next book in this vlog, which is Foxglove King. Hopefully at some point before the end of the month. That is the goal. Dragons, I'm back for this vlog. I wind up starting to read it at the beginning of February, and I just never gave you guys an update. I am 28 pages into The Foxglove King by Hannah Whitten. This is a rec that I got from Eleanor Reads. I know she really loved it. This is my Pretty Fairy Loot edition, and I'm 20 pages in, and I'm enjoying it. But yeah, I know that she liked it and Cassidy didn't. I know that oh, what's her name? Lala didn't like it either, but I'm intrigued. I tend to not have similar taste as Lala, so I'm curious to see if I like it. So yeah, I'm gonna go read to page 100. Hopefully it doesn't take me too long, and then give you guys a solid update because I feel like right now I don't have many more things to say. I also want to craft this weekend. I'm a little bit under the weather and have a small cold or sinus infection or whatever, but so is the nature of living in the Northeast and being sick all the time. But yeah, I am liking this, which is really fun. And my goal is to read 100 pages and then give you guys a check in the font. Oh, and also on this Fairy Loot edition is so big, so I'm hoping I can read through it pretty quickly. My goal for today, YouTube-wise, is to catch up on everyone's wrap-ups and TBRs. I'm going to make that a goal for the first weekend of the month so that I don't feel like I'm watching TBRs at the end of February, just because if I want to add anything to my TBR, I'm going to do that now. And yeah, my goal is to make some progress on this. My goal is to craft this weekend. I spent yesterday organizing a lot and getting myself ready. I filmed 2 videos yesterday where I set 2 videos to go out for my Friday reset. And yeah, I will talk to you guys when I have an update on the Foxglove King. And yeah, so far I am liking it, so I'm definitely intrigued to keep reading. Oh my god, these end pages are so pretty. So I'm gonna go back to reading and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Dragons, I'm back. I just want to do a quick update. It's almost 5 o'clock, so I want to do a quick update. Sorry, you're gonna have a very annoying German Shepherd behind me because she's, I don't know what she wants. I have no idea what this dog wants. But she obviously does not want me to film right now. But if I don't film, I'm gonna forget to film, and then this vlog is not gonna go up. So I did wind up getting up to page 100 in The Foxglove King by Hannah Witten, and I'm really enjoying it. Like, I think it's a fun, engaging read. Basically, you follow a main character named Lore, who is known as like a thief, but she also works with her 2 adoptive mothers to kind of ferret poisons in and out of this little town. And unknown to anyone but her mom, she can she can bring things back to life. She can kind of reanimate them, and she has like death magic. She's called like a death witch in the story, and that's very, very illegal. You should not be able to do that. So a heist goes wrong, and she is kind of captured by the prince, the king, because they need her magic. There has been some mysteries that are happening in the town, and they need her to do a couple of tasks connected to her death magic. But one of the tasks she really needs to accomplish is she has to get close to the prince, Bastion, I'm sorry, you're gonna see her biting my wrist. It does hurt, but Cassie, can you stop? Stop! I know, I'm sorry, but can you just stop for a second so I can tell the people about the book? I know. You don't think that's interesting. But the king and like the crown thinks that the prince is like selling secrets to other people. There also is a very interesting dynamic with a guy who's like charged to be her ward, and they're pretending that she's his niece. There's a kind of a friendly banter, like not like a romantic, but like a banter dynamic between them that I am enjoying. And I just do like the world. I love book about witches. I just never read them. Like, that's like, if you ever ask me like what trope do I love and never read, it's witch stories. Cassie, she is just, I have a band-aid also on my finger, and she is biting that. She just doesn't like me sitting on the floor is what I've learned about her at all. I can do a lot of things, but sit on my floor and sit on my bed are 2 things I can't do. So yeah, I'm about 100 pages in. I am enjoying it. I would love to read another 100 pages tonight. I'm also did not make my way through all of the videos that I wanted, unfortunately. But that's like the goal for the whole weekend, is to watch all the TBR videos and then to move on to wrap-ups, and then next weekend to kind of focus on, Cassie, stop, to focus on like TV shows and stuff. But I want to say that I am enjoying it. It does read a little bit younger, which again, I'm a YA reader, so people may be upset about that, but I do like the characters quite a bit. It did start off with kind of like a bang, but we're getting a little bit more political in the story as well, so I am liking that. And I will talk to you when I have read 100 more pages. I would love that to be tonight, but it's probably going to be tomorrow morning if I'm being like honest. So I will talk to you guys when I have another update. Or and hopefully my German Shepherd cooperates a little bit more, because right now I can only see her head. But I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Hey Dragons, I'm back. I just want to do a quick update. It is 9:41 in the morning, which means I am reading. I am going to take today off, and hopefully I'll feel better for work for tomorrow. We will see. Trying to go to urgent visit never gets me what I want, but also like trying to go to my actual doctor for an ear, nose, and throat infection is just a lot. It just never happens the way in the time I need. But I did wind up getting into page 200 in The Foxglove King by Hannah Witten. I am liking this book like quite a bit. I just think that we are meeting a lot of characters, and not all of them are clicking in my memory like who they are. But I do love our main character. I also love that she has a relationship and like a friendship possibly with the man she's staying with, because that's like kind of fleshing out the story a little bit. And Lore and Michael view the world in very, very different ways. And then we also see Sebastian, who's the prince that Laura is trying to like spy on, which I do like all of their dynamics, because they all have very interesting relationships with each other. They also have very different views of the world that they're in, which again is one of my favorite things in a fantasy book, is to kind of see the world through different characters' eyes. Even if you're not necessarily in their eyes, you're just kind of in one person's. But I am really enjoying it. So my goal is to read to page 300 today, we will see. It's still pretty early. I do have to work out. I also think the puppy would like to go for a walk, so I will see if she can cooperate and do that. But my goal is to get up to at least 250 by lunch, and then page 300 by the time I'm like getting ready for dinner, to read another like 100 pages. And yeah, that is my plan. So I'm gonna go do that. Yeah, I did accidentally spoil myself, so I was stupid and I looked up the date for when book 2 was coming out, and I accidentally spoiled myself, which was bad. But I'm still like gonna enjoy the story. Again, when you read fantasy romance or fantasy love stories, the end is pretty much very, very predictable. But I am liking the dynamics between Bastion and Lore. But I'm really liking the friendship dynamics between Lore and Michael, who is she staying with and kind of pretending. Also, Bastion is a bit more like a bit more aware than I thought. So that's interesting. So yeah, I'm gonna go read another 100 pages and then I'll give you guys a time check and an update. Right now it is about 10 o'clock, which means I can probably read another 100 pages and see. But right now I would say this is probably gonna be like a 4. If I had to rate it right now, I would say it's like a 4-star read. One that's really, really solid. I like the characters. I think the world is interesting. I love anything with like death magic. That is like very compelling, and there's also a lot of secrets that Lore needs to kind of solve connected to her death magic, both connected to Bastion and connected to other characters as well. So I'm intrigued. So yeah, I'm gonna go read another like 50 pages or 100 pages, and then I'll give you guys a check-in. I like to update you guys like every 100 pages, so this vlog is not ridiculously long, but we will see if that happens. If I get to like 50 pages in and need to say something, I might, but if not, I'll see you guys in 100 pages. Bye. My check-in saying back. It is a bit later. I think it's almost like 3:30, 4 o'clock. But I did wind up. Sorry. My ring light likes to come at me occasionally. But I did wind up reading another 100 pages. So I did wind up getting up to page about 300 in The Foxglove King by Hannah Whitten. I'm really liking it. I think it's like a solid read. There are just a lot of characters, and I feel like the start of the book, like they weren't as well developed, so I'm just kind of playing catch up, like who's in what scene. There was also a lot of secrets being revealed like as the story goes on, and there's a lot happening in this world. I would say, like, other than Powerless, I think the world building in this is really important you pay attention to, because it really is fueling the story. Like when I was reading Powerless, I felt like the world building, the competition elements weren't as important to what this book is, but I do like the characters. I really am liking, oh my god, what's his name? No, is it Malcolm? I think it's Gabe. Bastion, Malcolm. I think it's Gabe. Yeah, Gabe's relationship is very, very fun. There's also a element to Gabe's past where he has like a second chance potentiality at a romance, which I'm also really liking. That is kind of why he is the way he is. I am really liking Lore. She's very interesting, and her and Bastion's dynamics are very fun. But other than like other fan rows I have read, like there are other characters in this story that do flesh out the world, which I do like. And I think that Lore and Gabe's relationship is very interesting because it is a friendship, and I really do like that. So I mean, at least right now it's friendship. Could that change? Yeah, of course it could. But I am having a lot of fun, and I'm reading it very, very quickly. Well, I'm not reading. I mean, when I sit down and read this book, I'm reading it very, very quickly. But it feels like I don't read it as quickly because it's taken me a week to read. But I also have to be okay with that. If I'm going to decide to pick up like 400-page books, I have to be okay with that. So yeah, my goal is by the time this night is over is to read up to page 400 at least. We will see if that actually occurs, but that is the plan. But yeah, I really am liking it. So I want to read Hannah Whitten's other series, but this was one of those books that I got like a year and a half ago when I went to Comic-Con. It was one of my like Comic-Con picks that like, and then I wound up getting a super pretty edition. Also, book 2 is coming out in April. Also, this is like for a different vlog, but like Realmathon from Cassidy has been announced, and we picked our realm and everything like that. I just picked like the realm that the quiz told me because I'm one of Cassidy's Patreons. But now that I know like my bonus prompts, I'm like being like, oh, I should have waited to read this because it has an object on the cover, but it is okay. So this would have been great for the Shadow guild because it has a lot of elements for that cover. But I'm gonna go back to reading. My goal is to read another 100 pages, and then I will give you guys a check-in. And at that point, maybe I will just decide to finish it today. That was like the goal, to finish this today and kind of have this vlog ready for Friday to go up for you all, or like to prep it so it could go up on Friday. But I'm gonna go read at least another 100 pages, and then I'll give you guys an update. You'll know I'm on my game if it goes up tonight. If not, I'll tell you guys it's Monday, but we'll see. Bye. Book check-ins, I'm back. I just wanted to do a quick update. It is almost 8 o'clock, I think, but I did wind up getting up to page 400 in The Box of King by Hannah Wooden. I'm liking this book. I think that the ending is going to prove very dramatic. I have like 50 pages left. I think I'm going to power through and try to tackle the rest of this tonight. I have to work tomorrow, but honestly, I hate reading books this long, and I think the next time I read a book that has like 500 or 400 and plus pages, I think I'm going to structure how I read it differently, because I get to this point where I just don't want to be reading it anymore. Not that I'm not liking the book, but just that I feel like I've been reading it for so long and my attention begins to wane. I don't do well reading books, like for 7 days. I just don't. So I'm going to try to figure that out the next time I pick up a 400-page book. I think I'm going to give myself a little bit of a break. I am liking it. I definitely did spoil myself on the ending of the book, so I'm not gonna I can telegraph kind of where it's going, but I'm excited to see where it goes. I think there was some elements in the story like that I didn't see coming, especially in the romantic priority, which I'm intrigued by. There was also elements at the start of the book that were kind of fleshed out and explained, which I did enjoy. And there is a lot of characters in this story, which for romantasy, I like, because I think it fleshes out the world. Like, I remember when I read Serpents of the Wings of Night, I felt like there was no other characters in that story. So, like, it was very hard to, like, feel connected to them. But this book, I do feel connected. So I'm gonna go try to finish the last 60 pages of this book, and if I feel like I want to be on camera, I will give you guys an update. But I'm definitely gonna go like start my other vlog. I just don't know what that vlog is gonna be yet. So and then I'm gonna wrap this up because I read 2 books and they're both gonna be 5 and 4 star reads, which is actually pretty good. But I don't know what I'm gonna read next, so for another vlog. Sorry, I'm like all over the place, but yeah, I'm gonna go read the last 60 pages. Then we'll give you guys a wrap up, and I will tell you guys my full thoughts on this and Powerless. Bye. Big check-ins, I'm back. I just want to do a quick, actually to finish this vlog, I did wind up finishing The Box of King on Sunday night, and then I just didn't wind up updating, and then I wound up getting super sick, so I am here to wrap up this vlog. I did wind up finishing The Box of King. I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars. I liked it. I didn't like it as much as Powerless, so if I'm comparing Mel to Cassidy in this vlog, I would have to pick Cassidy. I think this book was like a fun time. I enjoyed it. I like the characters, but they weren't that memorable. The whole story lacked a little bit of memorability, and I think it was way too long. I think you could have cut out about 100 pages on this story, and I think it would have been just as solid. Powerless, I love the characters. I thought the plot was like a little bit like twisty and windy, and there was like a little bit of world building that didn't make a ton of sense. This world made more sense to me, but I like that plot more. I'm just too lazy to go get it. So that is my wrap up for The Box of King and Powerless. If I'm gonna take recs from people, I like them both, and I also think Mel preferred Powerless to The Box of King, but I was just trying to make a video idea. So I am going to wrap up this vlog. I'm gonna go set it to premiere for you all, and yeah, so I'm definitely gonna say that Cassidy's Popcorn Rex, which is how they both classify these, worked better for me than Mel from Melanor Reads. If you haven't checked out either of these ladies, please do so. I will remember to link them below if I can remember, but they're great. They are my new fantasy booktube friends where I go for fantasy recs, and I will talk to you guys soon for another video. Bye.